Good evening, good people. Once again, Ron Ramsey coming to you live from Wisconsin. First of all, I want to apologize for I'm a day late. Actually, work consumed me yesterday, so I didn't get an opportunity to post my weekly video. But before we get started, I wanted to say, hey, thank you for all the support, all the likes, all the shares. I received once again several calls, several text messages last week. And what I'm asking you to do, if you have a question or any type of feedback, please leave that feedback, directly on the YouTube right below the video. That way, we're able to answer your question and maybe others have that same question. And we can do that, engage right here on this platform. So please, that's my request to you all. Hey, let's get started. This week, I really kind of want to start to bring it all together. If you think about it, the first video here, we talked about taking inventory of your life, right? And understanding the people and the actions and really starting to understand those dynamics. Second video, we took a few steps back and we started talking about strategic vision and making sure that we're just not living from day to day, more that tactical sense, right? This video, I want to start off by asking a very, very important question. What is your most important asset? I'll say that. I'll ask that question again. What is your most important asset? What's interesting is when I started to go around and I started asking this question, I received some very interesting responses. And let me say this, I don't pretend to know all the answer. As I tell others, I'm just one data point on the graph, right? This is just my perspective. But one of the answers was, hey, cash is king. That's my most valuable asset. Someone else, I recall, stated, it's my house. And typically that's the largest purchase that some of us make in our life is the house, right? But I would argue both of those are incorrect. Your most valuable asset is your time. I'll say that again. Your most valuable asset is your time. And what you do with that time makes all the difference in the world. Let me explain. With your cash, let's say you believe cash is king. I would like to see if you can take that cash and buy some time. Because if you're able to do that, please let me in on that. With your house, once again, I would like for you to try to maybe you refinance that house, whatever you do, or sell that house and purchase time. And what you're going to find out, you're unable to do it. That's why I state, your most valuable asset is your time. And how you manage that time, what you do with that time is going to make all the difference in the world. I recently had took some time and I did this project. It was just me, and I really wanted to understand what I was doing with my time. And I'm going to be a little over this week, but bear with me because this is really, really important. And basically, for a month, I wrote down everything that I did. If I watched TV for 2 hours, what that looked like. When I went to the gym, grocery shopping, time with the family, everything I just wrote down, and I had all this information in an Excel document. And I really was trying to see where am I spending most of my time. There's a saying out there that states that I'll know what's important to you based on how you spend your time. You don't have to tell me anything. If you tell me the most important thing to you is your family, when I look at how you're spending your time, I should see that you're spending a boatload of your time on your family. You don't have to tell me that. It will show in this project. But what I uncovered, and I want to share it with you, is that I had a lot of non-value time. There was basically what I'm saying. I had time that really didn't serve any purpose. And it's okay to have those moments. Sometimes I have, watch a TV show and it's just, I know it. It's just a relief, right? A long day at work and I just need to relax my brain. And maybe I'll watch Atlanta Housewives, right? That was a show that I used to watch, whatever the case may be, right? But it was just, hey, I needed time to relax my brain. But I want you to make sure, I want to make sure that you understand that time is your most valuable asset. And what you do with that time is going to make all the difference. When we start, setting our goals and setting the vision for 2020, we must understand number one, it should be a SMART goal, and we'll talk about that in a later video. Basically, what that is, a very specific, has to be measurable, achievable, realistic, right? And it needs to have a time on there, like a timestamp. So for me, my goal as it relates to providing these videos is to reach 100,000 people within, in the year 2020, right? And I believe that's realistic, it's measurable, all those good things. But in order for us to do that, we must understand the importance of time. And I don't have any fancy way of doing this. I wish I can put it on a graph and say it, but what I would encourage you to do is spend a week or more, write down all your activities and see where you're spending the bulk of your time. And I want you to be careful because I want you to be careful with one thing, excuse me. Don't confuse activity with productivity. Just because you're busy does not mean that you're being productive. And if we're going to reach our goals in 2020, we have to understand the value of time. It's that simple. Hey, thank you. I see you next week. Next week I'll make sure that I'm on time with the video. And I tell you, when it comes to time and making sure you're on time, if you're late, I just leave. Because if you don't value my time, then I'm out of there. But share some love. See you next week. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please, let's engage right here on the site. See you next week, guys.